Well, good morning everyone. Here we are on Camilla and I again, and we make no apologies for being at the same spot we were last time on Camilla and I, because this is a beautiful little spot on the River Lyn that we've uncovered in North Devon, and very close to Water's Meet, and a regular pair of dippers have been coming in. So I've been able to get some great action. This is now my third session at this particular spot, and as we know, if you watch Camilla and I, it's repeat visits to areas we know well. So we know now exactly where the dippers are going to land and where they are in this river, because we've sussed it out thoroughly. So this is where you really nail down and get the shots that really count. Say accessible just 5 yards from the car, drop down into this particular location, and now we're trying to get really low, close to the water, close to the action, close to the eye level of the bird in particular. So yeah, we've really nailed some good shots. Yesterday evening I got some really good close dipper action, linked to that above, and anyway, I'll shut up for now and see if I can get anything else this morning. But it's persistence in wildlife photography that pays off big time. Well, I'll just record another little piece into camera while there's absolutely no action on Camilla and I at all. I mean, we've been here now for over 2 hours, and I haven't seen a single dipper on this stretch. So that's wildlife for you folks. Can't guarantee anything. So I've gone through the snacks, I've had a coffee, I've done all the usual tricks, but I still haven't had a dipper yet this morning. So I'm doing this bit now in the hope that one turns up. Anyway, yeah, last evening I had a couple turn up, and they were absolutely great, and one came quite close to the camera, so I was really lucky. And that was all within about half an hour of setting up here, and on the first occasion, the first time I spotted this location, I didn't see a single dipper at that point either. So yeah, it's wildlife, and you do have to expect that. We're using the Sirui VH10X head on a pair of legs, and we're trying to get as low down to water level as possible to get eye level with the bird, a key factor in wildlife photography. The next thing we've done, we're setting manual setting auto ISO, because the dipper dips in and out of dark and light areas in the water, and you're constantly flitting around, and then occasionally it will fly off, and you really don't know where it's going to go next. And the ISO levels in this particular area, ISO is always going to be high, because you're in a dark valley, and nearly always these dippers particularly like woodland areas and darker areas, and we're shooting largely wide open at f4 with the 600mm on the Sony A1. Obviously tremendous combination, and we're getting 4K 100 frames per second video, so I can reduce it to slow if I wish to, and yeah, this gives me really good clean video results on the fluid head. And I've even got the remote release to activate the video to stop any movement in the actual camera and setup for video. So video stills we're shooting at 1/2000th of a second when there's any real action, but we drop that to 1/500th of a second for perched birds if they're just bobbing up and down in one spot. you still get the odd shot out of focus at 1/500th of a second. And yesterday I even had time to experiment with coming down even lower with 1/50th a second, 1/60th of a second shutter speeds. And you only get about 1 or 6 that are sharp because the dipper is constantly moving. But the shots you do get have a very nice diffused, blurred water background. So again, a bit more advanced technique, but well worth experimenting around once you've gone beyond just getting the record shots and getting the action. It's a nice idea to be able to experiment a little bit with the dipper. But I must admit that the video shows it far more clearly. Action-wise, you get used to the dipper and its particular movements. Once you've been around them long enough, you know the sort of particular areas they'll go for, and their particular peculiar little habits. They do various things. They do some scratching, they do some stretching. They always do the little bobbing up and down, and yeah, then they duck down into the water, hunt for the caddisfly larvae in particular, grab those, come back to the surface, digest those. Amazing action. It's just a question of getting close enough, and with a high ISO shot you do want to get in really close, and that's where I've found just sitting still is usually good enough for them to come in. They just haven't flown by at all this morning, and as long as you're still enough, stealthy enough, you will get the dippers come reasonably close. While I was just sitting here on the trails, a sparrowhawk went down the bank. Absolutely incredible. I don't know what it is with Camilla I and sparrowhawks at the moment, but yeah, check out secret hide photography. God dear, had a good sparrowhawk day that day. But yeah, I was just stunned to see a sparrowhawk. I suppose it was hunting down the riverbank. I don't know whether they hunt dippers. Yeah, let me know in the comments below. Does a sparrowhawk take a dipper? It must be, hopefully it bobs at the right moment. But yeah, I don't know. Incredible. Small birds, so yeah, I presume it will take a dipper. Didn't get a shot of it, of course. It was far too dark and it was far too quick, and it went away from me. But yeah, anyway, yeah, sparrowhawk. Quite a surprise. Well, that's the fun of wildlife photography. You just never know what to expect, and yeah, I didn't expect to hang around for 6 hours this morning and into this afternoon and get absolutely nothing down this absolutely hot little part of the Lyn. I mean, yesterday there were dippers all over it. I haven't seen a single dipper yet this morning or this afternoon yet on this stretch of the River Lyn. And I don't know if it's wind direction or what really, it's difficult to say. It's 30-mile-an-hour gusts today. There was sort of a wind warning out. So whether this has affected the dipper, I don't know. Whether it knows not to bother in this particular part of the valley today because of the wind. Perhaps it makes it harder work or something for the little dipper to perform. So we've had quite a nice time despite the fact no dippers turned up today. And indeed we've got some good footage in the bag, so I can show you some good footage taken from last night. And yeah, just what a spectacular area. Just demonstrates what a lovely area it is. I say I got the little robin there flitting across. Yeah, he's been quite good fun. No sign of the dipper. Yesterday, I had one come up here first of all, and then came round here, up here, and yeah, it was just brilliant. I mean, yeah, they just didn't stop performing. So I got one really close to this foreground rock here on the right-hand side of Camilla, and very close, within about 25 foot, I should think, before it saw me and decided it had enough. But today, so far, absolutely a blank zero. So no matter, that's wildlife for you, and you have to be prepared for a few disappointments. But I think I have got some excellent shots in the bag. So yeah, I'm happy happy bunny, really. It doesn't always happen on Camilla and I. Sometimes we miss out. And anyway, thanks for watching, and yeah, a disappointing second half to Camilla and I, but we will be back, and no doubt the dipper will be back as well. Thanks for watching. Have a good one. Bye from Camilla and I.